Mic check. Soldier musicians harness the unifying power of music to rally the troops, express cultural identity, and entertain. On the night of Paul Revere's historic ride, bugler Abel Benson also rode sounding the alarm. Zeal Lew served as a fifer and drummer in 2 American wars and was praised for his bravery at the Battle of Bunker Hill. A female bugler from Michigan disguised herself as a man to fight in the American Civil War under the alias Frank Martin. Alexander Johnson, a drummer and Civil War veteran, brought back music to his community by establishing a drum and bugle corps. Soldier musicians have been influential in shaping our nation's history. We're honored to highlight their individual contributions and recognize their selfless service. Composed on the home front and penned in soldiers' diaries, folk melodies have connected and inspired us throughout our nation's history. The Corps honors the legacies of our country's soldier musicians and all who have served with our saintly and traditional troop steps set here of dawning of the day. And shared pride in our nation and the desire to find comfort in a new home ultimately brought Americans together to fight as one.
Sticks out.
On behalf of the Old Guard Commander, Colonel David B. Rowland, and the Fife and Drum Corps Commander, Chief Warrant Officer 3, Benjamin W. McMillan, it has been our pleasure performing for you today.
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. We'll be around for a few minutes to take any pictures or speak with you. If you've got any questions, we'd love to talk with you and spend some time with you for a few minutes. We've got another show at 2:30. If you would like to see the exact same thing, one more time.
Is your next show going to be here?
Yes.
What am I talking about? Perfect. Thank you. Here we go. One down like this and one up. Thank you, everyone.
I know, what's that? You're welcome. It's nice to you know way back.
How's it going?
You see words on your drum. We want to know.
So all these are different battle streams that 30 right here is just old guard
that we're associated with.
That's quite a show.
Thank you very much. Very good. We had some fun out there.
I'm sure.
Up until even like recent wars in Afghanistan and those conflicts. And then the big symbol on the front is our organization's logo, and kind of in there our motto of "No we maintain don't tread on me." You see it on some of those Virginia license plates. Yeah. And these are all these drums, all these instruments are individually hand painted by a local artist that works with Loyal Drums.
You're from Meyer, right?
Yes, yep, up in Arlington.
Right. I want to say that you all.
So your whole career in the Army is in the outfit?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have the option of staying in one unit our whole term of service. So most people try to do 20 years with the Fife and Drum Corps.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of
So same people?
same. Some other
So the Corps is actually comprised of about 70 people, but we have high op tempo all the time. We're sending different crews all over the place. So this is what we call a small team show. So it's written for 11 musicians and 1 drum major. So we call our small team show. And we have music specifically written for different configurations, different sizes of fife and drum corps. For sure.
So does everybody play once a year together, or?
You know what? We actually try to do that more and more now. Outside of rehearsals back at the building, we don't get the opportunity to play all together very often. But the biggest time that we have to get together, usually the most members of the Corps at one time, is usually presidential inaugurations. So we are the official ceremonial escort to the President of the United States. So we do every presidential inauguration. We're the unit that marches right in front of the presidential limousine in those parades. So we usually try to bring out just about as many people as we can for those. Yeah, that's always really fun. I think there's been 2 times in my almost 8-year career with the Corps that I've played with all 10 snare drummers and 7 bass drummers at one time. It's quite a sound when we were able to get everyone together.
Ceremonies, retirement ceremonies.
Hi there.
Folks retiring in the Army or maybe
Thank you so much.
It was beautiful.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Man, we have a lot of fun doing it. So when we get that's the only time the fifes and bugles aren't saying quit playing so loud. We can just let it rip. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.
So does this group stay together?
The Fife and Drum Corps? Yeah, we always perform. Oh, you mean like these specific people?
These individuals.
No, we are always playing. Yeah, because we have people who go on leave. Maybe someone is out for whatever reason, or just want to give someone the day off. So we're all of us are trained and qualified and ready to play with any other members of the Corps at any time. So
you have teams or units in other countries in Europe.
So the U.S. Army does, and they have different bands.
No, fife and drum.
We're actually the only military fife and drum corps in the United States military. So in the entire U.S. military, we're the only.
Did you perform in other countries?
We do perform, yes. We haven't gotten to travel internationally in a few years.
It's same musicians or different?
I'm sorry?
Same musicians, same people?
Same people, yep. But like I said, there's 70 musicians in the fife and drum corps. So if we do have an international trip that gets scheduled, we usually try to put people on it that maybe haven't traveled as much, or a good mix of people who have done it plenty and the younger guys too. So good mix. Try to give everyone a chance to do all the really fun stuff,
So you said you've been doing this for 8 years?
It'll be 8 years this summer, yes sir. Yeah.
So you're stationed in Fort Myer. Where do you live physically?
We're all scattered out throughout Northern Virginia, but we're all NCOs, so we're allowed to live off post. So personally, I live in Manassas, Virginia, but I grew up in the area as well. People live in Arlington, Foster. Some folks are up in Maryland or in the city. So all over the place.
I think it starts in
Yep.
There's information on
We're lucky to get to do what we do.
Well, thank you. Really super.
So it was the same team you performed in Arlington. It was Alexandria Parade recently.
Yes. Yeah.
Mount Vernon.
Yep. Exactly. Same group. Yeah. Whenever you see the red coats and it's U.S. Army fife and drum, then it's
No, specifically you. or
I was not at
other musicians?
either of those this year, but I've done all of those missions time and time again. Like with this guy over here is one of our newest snare drummers, so I've been putting him on all the stuff so he can, because we have missions that pop up every year that we try to have the new guys go see what all the different stuff is all about.
I'm enjoying learning it all.
Yeah.
really get my fix of like how the job actually works. Because I had seen the old guard when I was young, like when I was like 5 or 6, I grew up doing pipe and drum, but like I never really understood like what the job actually was until I was in it. And learned that's been a blast. Learn like more of that. It's just this than we actually do.
Yeah. All right. Well, nice talking to you. You have a great day.
Thank you.
You have been to the Virginia International
Yes.
Tattoo.
Hey, man.
How's it going?
We've met before.
We have.
Can I have your name again?
Heiko.
Oh yeah, tattoo.
Hey,
So you, you will be there
Nice to
again.
see you again.
This is, yeah, international tattoo in Norfolk. Traffic. You will be there again.
Yeah, I believe we will be. I'm not entirely sure. That's
Again, it will be a parade again. All this
I've never just gone down.
I think
show, 3 shows
Every year
for
I'm like, this is the year.
Yeah, it's going to be a good year. We're still bringing
Nice. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I found out of course. My dad's favorite.
Thank you. Your dad's
My dad's favorite group.
it's top secret?
Yeah.
That's my dad's favorite group. I'm like,
These arrivals is pretty cool, and then when we're on arrival ceremonies at the White House, which is going to be one in about a month, we get to play and we get to troop, do our troop step, right? We do troop review and we get to salute the president.
Can you look what will be next in schedule?
Up next is the new Plymouth Guard. So, Massachusetts militia from 1637.
That's all the fun stuff. Yeah, as you know, he's a recruit now, but
I do sometimes. I'll take your phone. I have been, but not with this group. Yes, I played in the Boston Jackson. But it was
Any questions about it? Jack, can you ask what's this playing?
Oh yes. So
it's pretty loud. Well, probably not as loud as
Well, this is great.
This is a
We were
fight.
playing in our building this morning. Appreciate your tipping for that. That would be the last thing I do.
We need like a drum thing.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was somebody that was just so that you're aware, I'm about to have it just
Okay. Jolio, peace. By your right, turn. God, march on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so at this point, we have the new Plymouth Guard coming onto the field. They represent Massachusetts militia from 1637, and specifically they are representing musketeers of that formation. So, at this point, I'm going to be turning you all over to their unit leader to explain what they're doing.
I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming out to see us. As introduced, we are the New Plymouth Guard. Trace our ancestry back to a unit that was founded in February 1621. The Pilgrims, the Mayflower, landed in December of 1620 after a long and very difficult voyage coming across the Atlantic. They were not bound for Plymouth, but it's where they ended up in the winter storms. They actually landed at the tip of Cape Cod at Provincetown. Not exactly a place that you'd want to try to set up a permanent colony. It was very sandy and very open to the weather. They found their way to Plymouth by discovering the coast of what is now known as Cape Cod, and found Plymouth at the northern end of that, and established the first colony. By February of 1621, they were nervous about the local Native Americans, the Wampanoag people. So they decided to found a militia even before they elected a governor. So their protection was important. Gratefully, the relationship was good between the people of the Wampanoag Nation and the settlers in the Plymouth colony. As more and more Europeans came into New England, things did not stay that way. Plymouth remained fine with the Wampanoags. But there was also the Massachusetts Bay Colony that was founded to our north, around what is today Boston. They were there as a business enterprise only, and they became, to an extent, a competitor. Also, there were Dutch in what is now known as Connecticut. It was at the time, too, along the Thames River, the Connecticut River, the Mystic River. Rivers were trading routes. The Plymouth colony was granted rights along the Penobscot and Kennebec rivers in what is today Maine, far to the north of us. We were granted those rights specifically for trading furs. So we would sail our small shallop up the coast, go out to the fur trading post, and trade goods with the natives for furs. We would also trap. Men of the Massachusetts Bay Colony decided to set foot upon one of our trading posts and actually cut off our route to the native fur traders. There was actually bloodshed over it, which caused problems between the Massachusetts and Plymouth colonies. 1637, which is the period we're representing right now, there were hostilities between the Pequot Indians in Connecticut and various of the Europeans, not the Plymouth colony. The Massachusetts Bay Colony had lost some men. They had gone to what is today Block Island, off of what is today Rhode Island, and massacred tribal members there, which began to escalate rapidly. They called upon the Plymouth colony to participate in an operation to go into Connecticut and push out the Pequots. We, after long deliberation, decided that we would take part in this regardless of the things that had happened at the hands of the Massachusetts Bay Colony to us. We gathered at our trading post at Aptuxet, which is pretty much now right on the Cape Cod Canal, which did not exist, and waited for a ship from Boston to take us into this battle. The battle was settled before they ever picked us up. The Pequots were driven out and pushed to the western part of Connecticut. We returned to our normal lives back in Plymouth colony. But we always maintained a militia. The weapons that we have in front of you today are of three different types. The matchlock musket, of which I am carrying one, which is why I have a smoldering piece of rope in my hand. That's the ignition source for a matchlock musket. It is cored, treated with a sulfide of some sort, let to dry, and it burns slowly. If you hear the term slow match, this is it. They were used for igniting matchlocks and cannons. We also have two more sophisticated weapons with us that were much more expensive at the time because they were more difficult to make. And actually, if you could turn around, we have a snuffhouse lock, which is an early flintlock piece, wherein ignition, rather than being done by a burning match, is done by a flint striking hardened steel to ignite the powder primer and cause the weapon to fire. We also have with us a dog lock, which is even more sophisticated in its operation in that it has a safety position, a half cock. But again, since the individual was responsible for providing his own weapon, you got what you could afford. By the time of Metacomet's War in 1675, it was a requirement in the Connecticut and Massachusetts colonies that a militiaman had to have some type of flintlock weapon. So we will go about the steps from the Jacob Degen manual as far as how to load. We will be using the flintlock commands. The gentleman had enough money to buy the more expensive weapons. Have to adjust for us with the slower weapons. You'll see that there's quite a bit of steps to be done. The first time we will go about this by command. For the second two shots, we will go about this by simply giving the command to load your piece. And each of us will then go through the steps without being told. Keep in mind, military, how many here served in the military? Raise of hands. How many times did you do the same thing? Over and over and over again to build up muscle memory, etc. So when people were actually shooting at you, you didn't forget what to do. So let's get about it then. Musketeers, shoulder your piece, unshoulder your piece and hold it in your right hand. Hold well your piece, open your pan, blow out your pan, take up your prime, prime your pan, shut your pan, shake and blow off loose powder, take your match in your left hand, blow on your match, cock your match, try your match, Musketeers, uncock your match. Cast about your piece to the left. Take your charge. Open your charge. Charge your piece. Withdraw your scouring stick. Shorten your scouring stick. Ram home your charge. Withdraw your scouring stick. Shorten your scouring stick. Recover your scouring stick. Hold well your peace. Take your match in your left hand. Cock your match. Try your match. Open your pan. Present your piece. Give fire. Blow out your pan. Uncock your piece. Take your match in your left hand. Shoulder your piece. Musketeers, load.
Because battlefields are busy.
Musketeers, open your pan. Present your piece. Give fire. Hold well your piece. Blow out your pan. Uncock your piece. Musketeers, load. Musketeers! Musketeers, open your pan. Present your piece. Give fire. Hold well your piece. Uncock your piece. Take your match in your left hand. Shoulder your piece.
It's one of those things that your human eye discounts that you notice.
Yeah.
I'll just point out one other difference that you may have seen. Some of the men are wearing bandoliers of bottles that would actually contain the charge that gets loaded into the musket. Some of us have charges in a pouch. Transitional. As you're running through the woods of New England, these are a bit of a problem. You're not sneaking up on anything either because they're blocking away. Mexican incident. Well, the Mexican you asked, I don't know. But again, thank you for your time, your indulgence. We have the new Plymouth Guard. Please stop by our display in the fort area. It's been a pleasure to be here with you today. Guard, to your left, turn.
I don't want to shoot again.
Go to powder meadow.
Heard about that
Guard! On! On! Your right! Turn! Is it in this building? No. To your left! Turn! To your right! Turn!
Yeah, although I'll tell you what, I've read some stuff about that. Those couple days, there was some pretty severe fighting. Yeah. Growing up, I don't know why I never really thought about that. It wasn't until years ago that I read anything. Yeah. There's like a lot going on. Yeah. For, like you said, for a few days. Yeah. So then it's kind of over.
Yeah. It's interesting because my father-in-law was in their Desert Storm.
Okay.
And so we've seen a couple of folks running around.
I don't know who those guys are because I did see. I wore that uniform too, and it's like okay. 'Cause now the good news is I just turned 60 and I just started getting my retirement day, so I'm like, now. So I'm pretty excited.
No, that's okay.
We got you.
Go. Go have ice cream.
Can we get a popsicle? Well, I don't think
Redirected 2 weeks later, we show up at Fort Macon, 21st of December. And once we're there, then we start setting up housekeeping, put our guns on the beach. So everything we try to bring with us, because I can't bring a 24,000-pound gun with me. And I have 2 down there.
Any questions, just ask.
So, and we actually
So
have
what?
2.
Second World War, right?
Yes.
Second World War.
Yes. Yeah. Early Second World War.
Early war.
And the big thing I go and talk about this and say, listen, everybody comes here for military affiliation. Everybody comes here, but who actually belongs here? You know, besides the Jamestown. Right? They belong.
Nice.
They belong. I mean, here, you know, everybody comes
Take
in,
one, you can
says,
have it.
We were here, and everybody thinks World War II starts on the 6th of June, 1944, or 44. Nobody thinks
Coastal artillery, so it was part of the army, land forces.
Yes.
Not Navy.
So it
Not
all
Navy.
falls apart.
The Navy took the water and out, so the Army would man the coastal installations, the fortresses, etc.
Fort Mason, Carolina.
Artillery harbor defense.
It's an aspect of civil war when Burnside dropped where it went down to North Carolina. Because it's like everybody talks about the South, all of a sudden,
The bar
never fell. The Union had it the whole time. You know? Yeah. You know, like, I said, yeah.
Are you involved with the first defense?
Study group?
Yes.
They came down to me and they took pictures of my gun, and I was restored once, so they took me doing that stuff. Okay. So I'm involved in that way with them. and stuff. We were a member of them and stuff. But they came down and talked with me, and because they were excited because I had two 155 millimeter guns there, and one they've never known that existed. So
yeah, because they're partnering with us to paint some of the guns.
Yeah, it's always like above the bow.
Yeah. Okay. But the spritzel yard is off.
But people would have fun holding the back.
So that's then. So Jill, Lauren, so then I think it's sitting on. Sitting on like the platform.
Is that rock?
And it'll be gone for the next 2 years.
it's about at that change.
35 years old. 35.
Hey Preston. That's the idea. It's also going to just be more well balanced.
Is this open?
They have a lot more people in the shipbuilding industry, so their labor force is 10 times, 100 times ours, huge amount. So that probably covers the difference. So we think about a year to a year and a half for this ship. And of course, Discovery being smaller would take less time, and the bigger ship would take more time.
So you've got these two big beams all the way down. You also have two small ones on each side. Of course, that goes right to this beam.
How are you doing today, sir?
Great. So it's only one deck down, lower,
yes.
Lower deck.
That lower deck is for all of our cargo and storage on the ship, and then here's where the passengers of the ship lived.
So it has a different purpose, but it sure is one of them.
Now this, in this hole, so it's supposed to be, it's original.
So these holes are...
No, I mean it's replica, but all these holes, they were on this place, behind rear mast, right?
Yes.
Down.
Yes. This would be allowing to get things to and from the different levels of the ship.
All the way down.
Yes. So there would be ropes and pulleys with hooks that we could use from the mast to lower all of our cargo down and bring it back up.
Oh, it's probably for that. Are these intended to help load and unload cargo somehow?
No, actually. Good guess, though. These are actually pipes that run from the bottom of the ship and bilge all the way to the top.
Okay.
So we can pump out any water that leaks inside of the ship.
Yeah. Because these are
Yeah, these are just support beams.
This is big. That's cool. We'll check it out when we get up top. Yeah, definitely. So what kind of pump system do they have? You'll actually see it right up there. It's basically just like an old well pump. You've got a handle, you've got a pressure, and you just pump on that until the water comes up. That's what you do. What does this cost? For us back then, I have no idea what it would cost back then, but a huge amount. Think about maybe what the NASA budget to build a space shuttle is, and then take that and move it to 1600s. That's what building a ship is kind of like. Especially when it's built across the ocean. So every time it's not absolutely. Yeah, there's a reason that they put all that money into it, is because if a ship comes back with a load of spices and silk from Asia or a load of gold and silver from South America, you're gonna be, if you spend it right, you'll be rich for life. So it's high risk, high reward in a way. Very cool. So. So this is the cargo hold down below, and theoretically, if there were enslaved people on the ship, we would put them down there and put them in part. They probably would have put enslaved people on this ship right here on this level. Nope, that wouldn't be the case. But first of all, you need training to use them. Second of all, there will be other people down here, and they would be probably chained up to that space, so they won't be able to anyway. And on this particular voyage, there weren't any enslaved people. It was all just colonists from people. It's not until 1619 that we have any record of enslaved people being brought to Jamestown.
I need to get my Royal Army cup out. Why are you taking
How are you doing today?
I don't know. History.
This is first 50 day.
Well, don't hope
It's not like you're about to stick. I just care about I'm not like it's history.
That's correct. Yes, that level isn't open for visitors, but you can take a look down through this hatch. That is the cargo hold. So that's where we put all of our stuff on. We always fill up your small. It's like a basement for an attic.
You're 6'4", right?
Yeah, that's what the passengers do. Hello.
How many people would have been on the ship like this?
Well, normally the ship was built for a crew of around 20 people on board, but on this trip, because they were bringing colonists here to Virginia, the total on board we think was 71. Definitely more crowded. Yeah. Yeah, no martini bar. Well, right now we kind of have it just showing off things that are beyond the ship. But imagine, because it's actually going to cross the ocean. Basically, everything is brought on here, tied down to the hooks you can see around the floor here, and then mattresses and blankets and all that put on top of the car. Yeah. Things will be more well secured if we were actually going to sail. Think about it kind of like, you know, the cabin of an airplane before they put the fasten seatbelts.
Yeah. Okay. Good for you. And the reason it's not here is because it's so bad. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Next cruise. You would have to be some short sleeves.
bit nauseous with like 40-foot swells.
I feel like I'm good for heaven. Like ostomy or something. I am. That's too tall for this. Yeah. I'm just,
You would not.
just trying to eat that. What? The next. No, it's no shape.
You okay? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let's
Now, Alex, it's probably one you'll survive.
don't bump your head too much.
This is really weird.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's some hardcore people.
I mean, if you got on the ship at 1:05, you ran the risk. That's a problem.
Big gunpowder, the barrels. Can you imagine being the guy that has to fire this thing? Another ship with all the guns pointed at you.
As a matter of fact, I mean, yeah, for the most part, my shoes are the least comfortable thing about my entire getup here. But for the most part, people ask me a lot of times if my clothing's tight or itchy or any number of things. But for the most part, it's made of linen and cotton. So it's not honestly all that bad. I'm totally comfortable wearing this for the most part. And the only time I'm pretty uncomfortable at work is in the middle of August, where I can be wearing just about anything and I'll still sweat through it. That's just Virginia weather.
Down here in August with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, but still. No, they are actually fully leather. Front leather bottoms to them. It's all leather right now. I am. So yeah.
What are you doing? You're going back up already?
Yeah, put on just with it.
Let's check it out.
Please.
What do you want to do? Steer already?
Benny and Nicole, you're gonna look and see where the rudder is.
Okay, look, check it out. See where they're steering? Look how it's steering now. So when they got caught, when another voyage got caught in the hurricane off of Bermuda, imagine trying to steer that. Could you imagine? Dress up.
Is the rudder.
Hold the rail.
Yes. See, when they turn the wheel.
There's somebody up there.
Yes.
There's somebody up there turning the wheel. You see how it moves the stick?
I want to do that now. I want to do that now.
Nicole, I'm here, sweetheart. Don't walk in front of people. Nicole. Stand behind Candy.
Right above. Right up there. We'll see that
What?
The captain, obviously the very, very back of the ship. It's the most comfortable spot.
You trying to steer it?
Yes.
Imagine the hurricane off of Bermuda. Could you imagine trying to steer it now?
Jason, no, we already went down there, bud.
I need to see the helm. No, you don't normally.
Imagine trying to sleep. Probably be no sleeping.
Pretend sleeping.
Yeah. Praying. Yeah. As they did after what, like the 5th day of that hurricane? Like, pretty brutal. Yeah, okay.
We're gonna go look at the other ship, okay? So that's where Em and I are. Okay.
Trying to get out.
It hasn't been invented yet, so they're going to be using this.
Right.
What?
Right there.
The water.
The water?
See, maybe this guy can tell us something about it.
What?
The water.
There's a steering stick.
You want to go out there?
The water.
What about the water? You what? About the ship? Could you imagine? What? It looks like you can. I mean, it's kind of like, it was like the captain's like kind of private little walkabout.
Hey guys, look, I'm moving the ship. Whoa! You guys want to feel how hard it is to move it? Look, and it's moving us along a bit, so.
Come on.
You gonna go take a nap?
Yeah, it would be right time.
Alright, there you are. Come on.
Actually, it's long enough.
Are we allowed?
I think so.
This is the whip staff?
Yeah, go ahead and take a peek. Yeah, it has a lot of privacy too for a ship. Thomas, Carrie. Oopsie. Say, I'm saying, excuse me.
Why does pilot like
Well, I think everybody likes treasure. This is where the captain's love or something. Maybe it would have a real door on it. That was special back then. No one else had a real door. And look.
Great.
Brayden, look through the window towards me on the ship.
Oh, you should see people once we get this thing out loose, and we would have to pull them up the back, out of the back, up the back of the ship.
Oh, yeah.
Get them back into the ship. We're bringing, I forget the lines or something like that. Yeah. That stuff was pretty wild.
What's this for? That's how you steer the ship. So the ship's wheel hasn't been invented yet, not for another 90 years. So they're going to be using this whip staff instead.
Nicole really wants to go on the boat now, right? She saw the people on it, she has ready chance. We went on the small boat, then she saw the back of it.
This is the steering wheel.
See? You're in the boat right now.
And this is where...
That's how they navigated.
Yep. Yeah. So
they're gonna
you.
Right here, I'm steering this one.
See, there's the compass, and you have the speed there. So you just drag it.
You marked wood. Okay. Thank you. Ой-ой-ой-ой. Опа.
I didn't know where you were. I didn't have you. Scared me. Like windy.
So the ship doesn't move back.
This is a watch. Lost boys at the Peter Pan. Please get down there carefully.
You don't want to go down there?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
This is how they pump water out.
Are you Roman Legion?
Huh?
Are you Roman Legion?
Spartan.
Spartan, eh? Interesting. Spartan, eh?
Good idea about pants. Good idea about pants. If you look at this ancient Greek reenactors.
Yes, well, I want to see the Roman Legion on here.
Last night here was, I don't know, +6 Celsius, or 40 something.
Oh yeah,
cold.
Yeah. Well, the temperature is rising now.
If you saw these reenactors and all this.
Yeah. Well, we have to wear this in the summertime too, in August. Real tough, yeah.
And something is wrong with history because it couldn't work this way.
Yeah.
Plus, even in Greece, even in ancient Greece, in mountains, there is a snow.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Cold in mountains, even in summer. How they were supposed to fight with bare legs, bare feet?
People, I wouldn't go back 20 minutes in history. With the umbrella.
So is this ship able to sail?
Yes.
When's the last time? Okay.
Thank you too.
Hey, how are y'all doing? Oh, excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you away.
No. Опа.
Taylor's on the free ship. And that's what it's designed for. Plus, 120 tons of cargo.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, so how much, so as far as the water supply, how long did this trip take across?
It's 144 days.
144 days.
But the amount, when you look, when you go down there, you look at that.
Hello, how are you doing?
Oh, great, how are you?
Good. More discovery.
Are you going to sail this summer? Some event?
Not anytime soon for this one. This one doesn't sail much now. We'll usually do once every year or so for sail training for our volunteer crew. Godspeed is the ship that sails the most, the one that's at dry dock right now. So that one's just getting routine maintenance done. Should be back soon next week. But that one will go 4 or 5 times a year for festivals and events and Chesapeake Day. But usually summer and fall is when we do that. Then Susan Constant's going to be leaving in June, but that's going to be for some just heavy maintenance work in Mystic Seaport, Connecticut. So she'll probably be gone for about 2 years when she does that. Just getting rebuilt, essentially. We do try to sail as much as we can, though.
Oh, thanks.
No problem. Keep on exploring. Good. How are you doing?
And what do they use this for?
So all 3 of them came together in 1607. Their stars would be within sight of one another. So still people, still cargo on board. It's like 20 tons and 21 men on the ship. But once they got here, they left the ship in Virginia. That way they can make maps and charts and rivers, explore, train, how to sail the ship.
Dad goes check on
So they dropped one off them back in 1812. Those 2 disappear out. But once they send word back home about how to fish, they'll bring ships to the kinds of sites.
And cannons are functional, no?
They are, yes.
You fire for them?
We do sometimes. Yeah, they usually take a chamber that goes into the breech right there. So it looks like a big coffee mug with a funnel. So that's what would be filled with gunpowder, so we just don't have those out here right now. It's like a giant shotgun, basically. So
yeah, but it's a breech loader. It's more sophisticated than later cannons.
A little bit, yeah.
Cannons 200 years older, so they were more primitive.
A tiny bit. Yeah, breech loaders, you see them on ships, but not on land. And then like 2 centuries later, suddenly it's like land breech loaders. Like, what happened? So for whatever reason, ships see them.
Thanks.
Like you can tell his ship was in here. It is, yes. So all 3 of our ships, they're full size and fully functional replicas.
No, Ariana, no running. Hey.
Kind of showing off the skill. It's like, they could make giant ones. That's expensive. That's the biggest thing. Like Susan Constant is small for that time period. She only holds 120 tons of cargo. Part of it is cost and manpower. The other part is they don't have so smaller ships, it's just easier to go with shallow waterways that way. And then once they empty the ships, it's a lot easier to replace 120 tons of ballast as opposed to like 1,000 tons. Some ships can get that. And also, if you lose a ship, they don't look like that. So if it's like, you know,
So I read the sign.
Okay, come on.